as Romania crossed the line 4.45 seconds in front of Canada with Great Britain.
Can a man win gold in both men's and women's Olympic events? Unbelievable as it sounds, Henry Fieldman just did that. This British rowing sensation shattered records and defied gender norms. The 2024 Paris Olympics will be remembered for many things, but Fieldman's achievement is undoubtedly a standout. It all comes down to a little-known yet crucial role in rowing: the cocks. But how is this even possible? On Olympic events strictly divided by gender? Well, that's where the story gets interesting. To understand how Fieldman pulled off this historic double, we need to take a closer look at the world of Olympic rowing and its crucial role, which many people might not be familiar with. Let's talk about the unsung hero of rowing teams, the cocks, short for coxswain. The cox is the team member who sits in the stern of the boat facing the rowers. Their job is crucial. They're responsible for steering the boat, coordinating the power and rhythm of the rowers, and implementing the team's strategy during the race. Think of the cox as the quarterback of the rowing world. They don't row themselves, but their role is absolutely vital to the team's success. They're the eyes, ears, and voice of the boat, keeping everyone in sync and on course. Now, here's where it gets interesting. In most rowing events, the physical demands of the cox are different from those of the rowers. The cox needs to be lightweight, agile, and have excellent steering and leadership skills, but they don't need the same muscle power as the rowers. This unique role opens up some intriguing possibilities, which brings us to our next question: can cocks compete in both men's and women's events? To answer this question, we need to go back a bit to 2016. That's when World Rowing, the sport's governing body, made a game-changing decision. After the 2016 Rio Olympics, World Rowing decided to change the rules of the cox position in the eights. That's the largest boat used in Olympic rowing, with 8 rowers and 1 cox. The new rule: coxes of either sex would be allowed to steer the eights. This might not sound like a big deal, but in the world of Olympic sports, where men's and women's events are typically separated, it was revolutionary. This change opened up new possibilities for teams to choose the best person for the cox role, regardless of their gender. It's important to note that this only applies to the cox position. The rows themselves are still divided into men's and women's events. But this rule change set the stage for something unprecedented. It created an opportunity for a skilled cox to potentially compete in both men's and women's events. And that's exactly the opportunity that Henry Fieldman seized. So, who is Henry Fieldman? Let's get to know the athlete at the centre of this historic achievement. Fieldman is a British rower who has been making waves in the sport for years. Born in London in 1988, he started rowing at a young age and quickly showed a talent for the cox position. He's not one of the powerhouse rowers you might see straining at the oars. Instead, he's made his mark as one of the world's best coxes, known for his strategic mind and ability to get the best out of his team. Fieldman's journey to Olympic glory started long before the 2024 Paris Games. He honed his skills at Cambridge University, where he coxed the prestigious Cambridge boat race team. This experience in high-pressure situations would serve him well in his future Olympic endeavours. His international career took off in 2010, when he coxed the Great Britain 8 to a silver medal at the World Rowing U23 Championships. From there, he continued to rise through the ranks, representing Great Britain at various World Cups and World Championships. Fieldman's journey to Olympic glory started long before the 2024 Paris Games. He'd already proven his skills at the highest level of sport. In the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, which were actually held in 2021 due to the pandemic, Fieldman was part of the British men's 8 team that won a bronze medal. This achievement alone would be the pinnacle of many athletes' careers. But for Fieldman, it was just the beginning. So fast forward to the 2024 Paris Olympics. Fieldman finds himself in a unique position. Thanks to his skills as a cox and the rule change we talked about earlier, he had the opportunity to compete with not just 1, but 2 British teams. And that's exactly what he did. Fieldman took on the role of cox for both the British men's 8 and the women's 8 teams. He wasn't just competing in 2 events, he was taking on a crucial leadership role in 2 different teams, each with its dynamics, strategies, and challenges. This brings us to our next question. How did Fieldman manage to excel in both teams? The answer lies in Fieldman's exceptional skills as a coxman. Remember, the cox isn't just there to steer the boat. They're the strategist, the motivator, the decision maker in the heat of the race. Fieldman used all these skills in both the men's and women's events. He had to adapt his style and approach for each team, understanding the unique strengths and the needs of each group of rowers. In the men's 8, Fieldman worked with a team he knew well from the previous competitions. They had established rapport and understood each other's rhythms and capabilities. But in the women's 8, Fieldman was entering somewhat new territory. He had to quickly build trust within the team, learn their individual strengths, and figure out how to bring out the best performance. It's a testament to Fieldman's adaptability and leadership skills that he was able to excel in both roles. And excel he did. In a thrilling series of races, both British teams powered their way to the podium. The men's 8, with Fieldman at the helm, clinched another bronze medal, matching their achievement from Tokyo. But the real surprise came in the women's event. With Fieldman calling the shots, the British women's 8 surged to a bronze medal finish. It was a spectacular performance that had fans on their feet. With these 2 medals, Fieldman achieved something unprecedented in Olympic history. He became the first person ever to win Olympic medals in both men's and women's events. Well, let's break down why it was so special. First, it's a remarkable athletic achievement. Competing at the Olympics level is incredibly demanding, both physically and mentally. To do so successfully in 2 events with 2 different teams is a testament to Fieldman's skill, versatility and mental toughness. Second, it's a milestone for gender equality in sports. Fieldman's achievements highlighted the unique role of the cocks and showed that in this position, skill and leadership matter more than gender. This opens up new possibilities for rowing teams around the world. It allows them to select the best person for the cock's role, regardless of gender, potentially leading to better performances and more competitive races. Moreover, it challenges our traditional notions of gender segregation in sport. While it's important to note that this only applies to the cock's position in rowing, it does make us think about where else in the sports world we might find opportunities for mixed gender participation. Lastly, Fieldman's achievement is inspiring. It shows that with skill, determination and the right opportunities, athletes can break barriers and achieve things that were once thought impossible. So, how might Fieldman's achievement shape the future of rowing and other sports? Well, in rowing, we're likely to see more teams experiment with cross-gender coxes. This could lead to some interesting strategic decisions and potentially shake up the competitive landscape. We might also see more athletes specialised in the cox role, seeing it as a unique path to Olympic success. Young aspiring coxes now have a role model in Fieldman, showing them just how far their skills can take them. Beyond rowing, Fieldman's achievements might spark conversations about gender roles in other sports. While full integration of men's and women's events isn't on the horizon for most sports, there might be other areas where skills and strategies could trump physical differences. One thing's for sure, Henry Fieldman's name will go down in Olympic history. He's shown the world that sometimes the most extraordinary achievements come from thinking outside the box and seizing unexpected opportunities. As we wrap up this incredible story, let's take a moment to appreciate not just Fieldman's achievements, but the teamwork, dedication and a spirit of innovation that makes it possible. It's a reminder of why we love sports, for those moments when human skills and determination push the boundaries of what we thought was possible. Henry Fieldman's historic double medal win is more than just a personal triumph. It's a new chapter in Olympic history. What do you think? Could we see more mixed gender events in the future? Let us know in the comments below, and if you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more amazing sports stories. See you next time.